Before we begin, I want to say this clearly and gently. This is a reflection, not a rejection. I'm not speaking from anger, I'm speaking from awareness. And my hope is that whether you're family, a friend, or a complete stranger who happened to land on this episode, you'll hear this as an invitation to breathe, not a reason to defend.
This is practically mindful shit. Loving myself while I'm losing it. Listen on, listen on. Oh, this is practically mindful shit. Present moment with a little twist. Having a ball, having a ball.
The morning after Christmas, I noticed something before I had words for it. I wasn't tired from joy. I wasn't worn out from laughter. I wasn't full. I was tight. Like my body had been holding itself together for hours and only afterward realized it could finally let go. I didn't need rest. I didn't need a break from people. I needed to exhale. And as I sat there with my coffee, breathing deeper than I had the day before, I wondered how many others left their holiday gatherings feeling the same way. Not angry, not dramatic, just compressed. Because something didn't feel wrong exactly. It just felt off. Nothing exploded, no big arguments, no dramatic moments, nothing you could easily point to and say, that's the problem. But again and again, moments of joy were interrupted, contained, or postponed. And that creates a pressure you can feel in your chest. Joy didn't disappear. It just felt managed. Joy wasn't shared. It was evaluated. Aliveness wasn't welcomed. It was monitored. Pleasure wasn't celebrated. It was questioned. And if someone, especially a child, seemed to be enjoying themselves too freely, too loudly, too openly, it became a problem. What stood out to me wasn't one moment. It was the pattern, the quiet underlying message. Be careful, tone it down, don't let this get out of hand. And when that becomes normal, the body learns to stay braced. Here's the part that matters. And I want to say this with compassion. Most people don't shut down joy because they're cruel. They shut it down because unmanaged joy threatens control, predictability, and order. When someone doesn't feel permission to access their own joy freely, watching it in others can feel unsettling. So instead of finding joy with others, they shut down joy in others. That's not a character flaw. It's a nervous system story. But here's the cost we don't talk about enough. When joy is consistently managed, corrected, or controlled, bodies tighten, children learn to monitor themselves, connection turns into compliance, and tolerance slowly becomes self-betrayal. And the longer you stay in that, the harder it becomes to tell the difference between love and endurance. This is where things change for me because awareness doesn't always arrive with instructions. Sometimes it just arrives with clarity. And the clarity for me was this. I've outgrown this container. Not the people, not the love, the container. The way of gathering, the way of structuring, the way of relating that confuses control with care. I'm no longer available for spaces where joy is treated like a liability, where children have to earn permission to be themselves, where criticism is the primary bonding language. That doesn't make anyone bad, but it does mean I get to choose differently. So this is what the new container looks like for me. First, joy is not treated as something that needs to be managed. Laughter isn't suspicious. Play isn't a disruption. Pleasure doesn't require approval. Second, structure exists to support people, not control them. I like structure, I value it, but structure should create ease, not tension, flow, not fear. And third, criticism is no longer how I connect. I don't linger in shredding conversations. I don't correct them. I don't defend myself. I simply choose not to center myself there. Marie Mae Sherry once said something that stopped me in my tracks. She said, family are the people you feel loved, cherished, and adored by when you're with them. Sometimes those people share your DNA. Sometimes they don't. DNA doesn't automatically equal safety, and love doesn't disappear just because the way we gather needs to change. I can love my family deeply and still decide I'm not doing this anymore. That's not rejection. That's evolution. I'm not walking away angry. I'm walking forward clear. I'm building new traditions, quieter ones, warmer ones, ones where my children can breathe and be themselves. I'm done subjecting myself and them to environments I've outgrown. And if Christmas felt off for you this year, maybe you haven't lost your love. Maybe you've just completed a chapter. If Christmas felt tight instead of full, you're not ungrateful. You're not broken. You might just be listening. That's it for today's PMS episode. I'm Stacey because really, mindfulness shows up in the everyday, the small, simple things that end up being the most profound. Until next time, pour it, sip it, breathe it, live it.
It's practically my full shit. Pour it, sip it, breathe it, live it.